Welcome to the training course, Cybersecurity Awareness for Seafarers. Cybersecurity Awareness. Course topics. 1. Importance of cybersecurity. 2. Common ways for cyber attacks on ships. 3. How to identify a cyber attack. 4. Security against cyber crimes. 5. Responding to a cyber attack. 6. Security measures and contingency plan. Introduction to Cybersecurity Awareness for Seafarers. Why seafarers need a hands-on training on cyber safety. In 2017, the world's largest container shipping company, Maersk, suffered one of the worst kind of cyber attacks. The notorious NotPetya wiped off data from the company's 4,500 PCs, resulting in massive damages of up to $250 to $300 million. For the recovery from the attack, the company had to install 4,000 new servers, 45,000 new PCs, and 2,500 applications, utilizing an enormous amount of human and financial resources. With ships acquiring new advanced technologies every year, for both engine room and bridge navigation, the issue of cyber attacks is more prevalent than ever, as most new systems on ships are highly automated and extensively dependent on information technology and data exchange. These technological advancements have become an easy target for hackers and cyber criminals to find their way into ships' systems, and from there, to various systems on shore. The digitalization of the maritime industry is happening at a rapid pace. It is essential for seafarers to not only understand and adopt to these new technologies, but also to become cautious and aware of how things can go wrong in a matter of a few hours. The main difference between a general maritime safety issue and a cyber safety issue is that the victim of a cyber attack is generally not aware of the threat and following the consequences even after the attack, making the situation even more dangerous in terms of losses. Many seafarers are highly experienced and skillful in their jobs, but are equally novice when it comes to using information technology and other technological advancements, as a majority of them have not received any specific training on the same from companies or shore-based institutes. Also, with the increasing influence of social media and the facility of onboard internet, ship seafarers use at least one social media platforms while at sea. Other commonly used means of communicating with friends and family at sea are WhatsApp, WeChat, emails, SMS, phone calls, etc. SMS and phone calls do not require internet connections and therefore are the most preferred way to trap seafarers in the phishing net. Cybersecurity Awareness for Seafarers. Topic 1. Importance of cybersecurity. Any cyber criminal needs an access to a secure digital network having sensitive information, which can be utilized for monetary benefits, to commence a crime. Seafarers are an easy target for such criminals, as the former are always looking for ways to connect to the world through various digital means from different parts of the world, and often through untrusted systems or networks. As per data, a majority of the cyber attacks on board are triggered accidentally by seafarers, which can be due to the opening of phishing email attachments or hyperlinks, or using infected removable media. The ship system is an intranet system. In example, there are computers installed at various locations and departments, which are all connected. Ship's intranet is the same system as used by seafarers for both official and personal use, which makes the complete connected system vulnerable to cyber attacks. When seafarers use such infected mobile phones or storage drives to transfer data to a ship's computer, the virus spreads into all the ship's systems connected via intranet. As the master connects the ship's system to the internet for sending or receiving files from the shore-based company office, This deadly virus can be transferred with other data without detection unless screened by a good antivirus software and spreads to the land-based computer systems, leading to a major cyber attack. The attack, which started from a personal device, is now transformed into a significant corporate cyber attack. Considering an increase in cyber attack incidents in recent times, it is vital to train the seafarers on good practices of using information technology-related systems, including social media and other personal means of communication. Maritime authorities and governmental institutions should also provide additional training on information technology and cyber safety to the students of maritime training institutes to increase awareness. As per the Crew Connectivity 2018 survey report, 92% of seafarers now say that internet access strongly influences their decision on whether to work on a ship or not. This data itself indicates that we need more immersive and in-depth cyber safety training starting from the grassroots level. It is the responsibility of the shipping company to train every crew member on cyber safety before getting them on board ship. The probable consequences of a cyber attack on board ship are loss of network, loss of connectivity between various parts of control systems, gaining unauthorized access to control and IT systems, unauthorized change of critical system parameters, environmental impact, safety impact, effect on critical application or assignment of the ship. Cybersecurity Awareness for Seafarers. Topic 2. Common ways for cyber attacks on ships. Common ways for cyber attacks on ships are malware. Malicious software and tools are the most common ways that are used to initiate a cyber attack. Viruses, spyware, Trojan horses, worms, etc. are used to hijack, alter, steal, encrypt, and delete sensitive data of a system without the knowledge or permission of the user. A virus, once on a ship's system, spreads and infects all vulnerable programs and files, whereas a worm can self-replicate and spread without any human interaction. A Trojan horse is designed in a way to appear as a genuine and authentic tool. However, once activated, it performs all malicious activities for which it is programmed for. Spyware, as the name suggests, spies on the user and collects sensitive information and data without the knowledge of the user. Ransomware is designed to encrypt the data of a system after infection. The criminals then ask a ransom in return of decrypting the data. Phishing emails. This is the most commonly used techniques to extract sensitive data from users illegally. Cybercriminals design and send emails or use other communication channels which appear to be sent from a legitimate and reputable company or a person. These messages contain malicious links or attachments which ask for victims' sensitive details such as "see sample pic below." Social engineering. Social engineering is a technique which deals with manipulating people to break security procedures for gaining access to a particular system or network. This is a common trick used by hackers, as it is easy to exploit a human weakness, then to find a vulnerability in a system. The attacker would often present themselves as a trusted individual from a reputed company or a person of high authority in order to seek sensitive information from the desired organization. Email virus. It is yet another very commonly used technique to infect the desired system with a virus. An email with malicious code is distributed through emails. When a vulnerable user clicks a link, opens an attachment, or interacts in any other way, the code activates and infects the system with the virus. Honey trap. This is another method in which a seafarer plays an indirect role in implanting a virus in the ship's system. Seafarers are always eager to get shore leave and to socialize. There have been incidences in the past wherein a seafarer or shipping company representative, while enjoying his free time in a social club, meets a beautiful woman. The conversation then leads to an exchange of emails and mobile numbers. Later on, the maritime professional who was eagerly waiting for a message receives an email containing a link, which, when clicked, leads to an unintentional downloading of a virus. It was a well-planned cyber attack plot. Free gadgets. In some past incidences, free pen drives or flash drives were offered to seafarers by unknown people as gifts when crew members visited seafarer clubs. It is natural not to be suspicious in such places or institutions. However, seafarers have been taken advantage of during such visits. SMS. Short messaging service, or SMS, is also a popular way to infect the mobile device of seafarers. The message may contain a free or lucrative offer along with a link which will lure the reader to click it. Once the link is clicked, a malicious virus will get installed on the mobile phone. If the same phone is connected to another device, example given, seafarer's personal computer, it will get transferred to it. Whereas, if the seafarer uses a pen drive to copy an important file to the ship's computer, the virus will get into the pen drive and then to the ship's computer without the seafarers knowing about it. As the SMS does not depend on the internet, this is one of the preferred methods of attack. Free Wi-Fi. Free Wi-Fi in airports, public places, shipping ports, etc. are not secure and can be accessed by anyone. There is always a danger of cyber attacks in such open and vulnerable systems. Cybersecurity Awareness for Seafarers. Topic 3. How to identify a cyber attack. How to identify a cyber attack. The chances are high that you can become a victim of a cybercrime without knowing about it. However, there are a couple of signs that you should be aware of to find out if your system is compromised. Do note that you might not always be able to read these signs. However, watching out for these suspicious activities will help you to take immediate actions if you are on the verge of an attack. Check primary resources and unusual activities. A virus or a form of malware will create problems by overutilizing the resources of your system. If the virus infection is already activated, it will slow down the system by putting the CPU at full use or consuming too much of RAM even if you are not performing any operation. In such cases, check the Task Manager if you are using Windows or Activity Monitor if you are using Mac. Kill any process that looks suspicious. Though cybercriminals are now smarter to name the virus in an executable file format to make it look like a legit and an essential system file. In such cases, kill all processes that are consuming a large amount of resources. Always remember that the path of the virus executable file will still be different than the system file. Another thing you can check is the file size and the bandwidth usage. Sometimes the virus utilizes a large amount of disk space while creating several hidden files in system directories. Also, if the virus is designed to transfer your data to a remote server, then there will be a lot of usage of network bandwidth. Make sure you kill such processes immediately. If there is a denial of service, DOS attack, which usually takes place over the internet, there are very slim chances you will be able to prevent it. As the attacker will open several connections to your computer at a very high speed, utilizing plenty of resources before crashing it, the system will become too slow to monitor on what has gone wrong. Hence, to detect if the system is attacked by a malware or virus, these following things are to be noticed. Unexpected errors in programs, including failure to run correctly or programs running unexpectedly. Unexpected password changes or authorized users being locked out of a system. A slow and unresponsive system. sudden changes in available disk space or memory, emails returned suddenly. Hence, to detect if the system is attacked by a malware or virus, these following things are to be noticed: unexpected network connectivity difficulties, frequent system crashes, abnormal hard drive or processor activity, unexpected changes to browser software or user settings, including permissions. Physical signs of compromised ship's network. Sometimes it will be too late to take action against a cybercrime. The attacker would have already perpetrated the systems and attained the desired results, though it would be difficult to find out which system has been affected. Some of the common targeted systems of ships are Automated Identification System and EC-THIS, interfering with GPS signal using spoofing device, blocking signals, and jamming alarms. Cargo Tracking System, taking control over computer systems to identify valuable cargo, removing containers with illegal items from the system to go undetected. Marine Navigation and Radar System, misleading vessels' direction, shutting down one or all navigation systems. Satellite Communication System, diverting funds, gaining sensitive data, hijacking email, and other modes of communication. Security Systems, infiltrating port security system to allow entry to unauthorized people. It is widely proven that most of the cyber attacks rely on human errors. It is therefore important to identify all vulnerabilities and take necessary protection and detection measures. Cybersecurity Awareness for Seafarers. Topic 4. Security against cybercrime. How can a seafarer ensure his or her security against cybercrimes? Keep your passwords strong. As cliché as this may sound, this is one of the most common vulnerabilities across users. Most people have a habit of keeping the same password across all apps and websites for their convenience. This is highly risky. How can a seafarer ensure his or her security against cybercrimes? Keep different passwords for different websites. Use a combination of capital and small letters, special characters, and numbers to make your password stronger. It is normal for a seafarer to use public systems at cafes, Seamen's Club, hotels, etc. to access emails, banking accounts, and other similar websites requiring their personal details. Make sure whatever methods you are using are adequately secured and from a trusted organization. Do not share your passwords or any other sensitive information with anyone. How can a seafarer ensure his or her security against cybercrimes? Be aware of phishing emails. Sometimes phishing emails are too difficult to differentiate from genuine emails. Avoid opening any links or attachments from suspicious emails, especially if you are opening them on a ship's system or network. In case of doubt about the authenticity of the mail, mark them and then open them when you are on a secured network, which is not connected to any of the ship's system or network. How can a seafarer ensure his or her security against cybercrimes? Use free Wi-Fi hotspots with caution. While traveling to new places, seafarers are often looking for free Wi-Fi hotspots. Though this is a highly useful service, free public Wi-Fi hotspots are a breeding ground for hacking activities. Ensure you do not access any account which requires putting sensitive credentials. How can a seafarer ensure his or her security against cybercrimes? Avoid becoming an SMS victim. As mentioned earlier, this is a favorite tactic among hackers to gain personal information from victims. It works similar to a phishing mail. As seafarers often use different SIM cards to get the best calling and data rates, a hacker would send a phishing SMS with a link to get the cheapest offers on calling and data plans. Once the link is clicked, it will either download malware to the phone without the user's knowledge, or open a web page or application which looks reputable or trustworthy, asking sensitive information. How can a seafarer ensure his or her security against cyber crimes? Avoid using unidentified disk, pen drives. If you are not aware of the condition of pen or flash drive given to you by your colleague or another person, avoid using it. Keep a separate pen drive or hard disk for personal use, and another for office or ship use. How can a seafarer ensure his or her security against cyber crimes? As explained in the earlier point, you will never know when your phone is attacked by malware if its intent is to attack your ship's or company's network. Do not connect your phone directly to the ship's computer network for data transfer or charging. If you need to transfer any documents from your phone to the ship's system, first transfer it to your personal computer and ensure your personal computer have a good antivirus, and the file has been approved by it, before forwarding it to the ship's network. How can a seafarer ensure his or her security against cyber crimes? One common practice of seafarers is to keep all important documents in the email or cloud drive or on the computer as a soft copy. However, if any of this gets hacked, the bad guys will have all the sensitive details. Similar cases have been registered wherein sensitive details of seafarers were used to make forged documents or to gain access to companies' system by hackers or smugglers. How can a seafarer ensure his or her security against cyber crimes? In this age of FB posts and tweets, we humans are so excited all the time to tell the world what we are doing or will be doing next. We have seen many posts from the seafarers that give details about their whereabouts and even mention the ETA of their ships and next port of call. Many intelligence and security agencies have proved that the pirates scan social media for such updates. Learn and know the privacy settings or your post and the social network so that only your trusted friends can see the profile and post details. How can the shipping company ensure ship security against cyber crimes? Training. The human element is one of the most significant factors in the cyber safety problem on board ships. Training the crew and the shore staff who are directly involved with the ship operation is essential. How can the shipping company ensure ship security against cyber crimes? The training program provided by the company should cover 3 main areas. 1. Ways to prevent the attack. 2. Ways to identify the malware or virus within the system or a potential suspicious software or file. 3. How to cure the attacked system and backup requirements. The training should be provided to the crew of all levels and must include the preventive maintenance routines, such as updating of antivirus and anti-malware software, taking backups of essential files, incidents response planning and testing. How can the shipping company ensure ship security against cyber crimes? Regulated and strong access control. The company needs to set up the system on a ship which is highly regulated and requires authorization at different levels. The master and other management level officers of all department need to be trained regarding the hierarchy of the online system that needs to be followed. How can the shipping company ensure ship security against cyber crimes? Management level officers such as chief officer, second engineer, chief engineer, and master are the first line of defense in implementing cyber safety on ships and training the junior officers and ratings. How can the shipping company ensure ship's security against cyber crimes? Inspection. The shipping company needs to regularly inspect the information technology system installed on the ship, including the status of antivirus software and condition of the system. An example, if they are virus-free or not, as the crew working on board may never know in case the ship system is affected. There are classification societies and third parties which aid in implementing cyber inspections of the ship. How can the shipping company ensure ship security against cyber crimes? Segregation. The seafarers staying on board the ship may access the ship's computer from different locations for both work and personal usage. A company can make a simple provision by keeping the ship's systems connected on a different network, and the computer system used for training or personal usage on a separate one. The management-level officers must ensure no personal drives, USB, CDs, etc. are used without prior permission on a ship's network. How can the shipping company ensure ship security against cyber crimes? Segregation. It is possible that a visitor, port personnel, agent, PSC inspector, etc. may require computer or printer access. For such cases, an independent computer, not connected to the ship's controlled networks, must be used. To avoid unauthorized access, removable media blockers should be used on all other physically accessible computers and network ports. How can the shipping company ensure ship security against cyber crimes? Use of the latest antivirus system. Antivirus is a computer program which is installed to detect, respond, and remove any malicious software with viruses or malware. The antivirus functions include blocking the user access to any such infected files or system, cleaning of such system, and giving an early warning of the infected system to the user. The company must also ensure that the connected systems are provided with firewalls and updated antivirus tools and are implemented on the servers as well as at the end user level. How can the shipping company ensure ships' security against cyber crimes? Implement cyber safety in SMS. There is already a resolution by Maritime Safety Committee MSC to add maritime cyber risk management in safety management systems, which states that administrations to ensure that cyber risks are appropriately addressed in safety management systems no later than the first annual verification of the company's document of compliance after 1st January 2021. All companies should try to implement it in the SMS as soon as possible, as the threat is real and can happen at any time. To implement cyber safety in the company's SMS, it states that administrator privileges, allowing full access to system configuration and settings and all data, should be given to selected people who are appropriately trained for the usage. Cybersecurity Awareness for Seafarers. Topic 5. Responding to a cyber attack. Most companies and maritime professionals won't come to know for several days if there has been a cyber attack until some physical signs come to their notice regarding the malicious activity. Being prepared with a recovery plan and acting quickly will help in bouncing back as soon as possible from a cyber attack. The first and most important step would be to inform the company and the authority about the breach. Maritime professionals can then take the following steps to recover from the attack. 1. Identify the problem through assessment. If there is a specialized team of IT experts provided, try and identify what were the reasons for the incident, what is the type of attack and level of threat, until what extent the data is affected. Maritime professionals can then take the following steps to recover from the attack. 2. Recover and restore the data. If possible, IT department should act quickly to restore IT and OT data by separating the sensitive data from the network, removing affected files, reinstalling removed files, putting security patches, etc. The priority at this stage would be to bring the system back to operational condition. Maritime professionals can then take the following steps to recover from the attack. 3. Preventing reoccurrence of attacks. For ships, recovering from an attack is not enough. Steps to prevent any future attacks must be taken by carrying out a proper investigation to understand the causes and consequences by bringing in experts. People working on ships should be made aware of the results of the investigation and related vulnerability that can lead to such incidents in the future. The shipping company must implement a proper recovery and prevention plan to mitigate and minimize the effects of such attacks in the future. Cybersecurity Awareness for Seafarers. Topic 6. Security Measures and Contingency Plan. Security Measures and Contingency Plan. Preventive planning by the shipping company is highly important to prevent any cybersecurity threat to the ship. According to IMO guidelines, a 5-functional approach to cyber risk management needs to be adopted, following the instructions mentioned in all sections. The 5 functions of cyber risk management are as follows. 1. Identify the systems, policies, and procedures that are vulnerable to attacks. 2. Protect. Implement protection methods such as training, technical protection, controls, etc. 3. Detect. Systems and processes to detect a cyber incident like intrusion detection systems, analyzing anomalies, etc. 4. Respond. The organization's plan to respond to a cyber attacks. For example, communication, response planning, etc. 5. Recover. Procedures for recovery of critical data, backup systems, etc. Digital services increasingly rely on external factors. Security must broaden its scope and imagine how to ensure a known and consistent risk level with in-house and outsourced means. Referring to value chain is one of the keys. Cyber Safety and Security Management Plan. This document should contain the following information or details. 1. Description of various essential safety systems or equipment. 2. Policies and procedures to be followed. 3. Roles and responsibilities of each crew member. 4. Vulnerability analysis. Systems and procedures for all intended operations of the vessel or shore support facility. 5. Risk assessment, process, and report. 6. Risk register, including risk tolerance and risk management. 7. Third-party risk assessment procedure. 8. Method for sharing cyber safety information. 9. Process review methodology. The Security Measures and Contingency Plan Flow Chart. Cyber Safety Implementation Plan. The Cyber Safety and Security Plan is to incorporate the following details. 1. Operations and maintenance plan to be followed. 2. Registry of control and information system equipment. 3. Software registry and software updates. 4. Reports on the vulnerability test. 5. Records of cyber incidents and event logs where applicable. The Cyber Safety and Security Plan is to incorporate the following details. 6. Full details of remote logins. 7. Software configuration management plan and policy. 8. Network diagrams for IT and OT systems. 9. Information on vulnerable software and hardware assets. 10. Test procedures and test records for every change in software and hardware assets of both IT and OT systems. Reminders about the implementation of security measures and contingency plan. Exhaustive prevention is an illusion. The company can't secure misconfiguration, shadow IT, third parties, human error, former employee, etc. Focus on what matters more, and be ready to react. End of the slides. Anybody got any questions? So that concludes the Cybersecurity Awareness for Seafarers training course. Thank you for your time.